Hey guys, North Cinematics here, and today I have a very interesting video for you. It's a sort of speculation video, so none of this information is true, and also this video is unscripted, and I just want to give my thoughts on a couple of these tweets. So first off, Westy said in a tweet today his concept for the next stages of the Battlefield 5 roadmap, and he said that he wanted the Pacific Theatre and the Eastern Front. Pretty reasonable, but what was more interesting is what Matt Wagner said, the level designer for Battlefield 5. So in response to Westy putting whip out the 7 maps Matt, he put, I have to be careful what I say here since everyone is going to weight my sayings as the truth and nothing but the truth, since everyone wants more maps, theatres, and I am a level designer. I would love to give my opinion on the 7 maps till January, but I can't, too dangerous. Then he went on to say, having said that, Greece is X maps, so it could be 7 plus X, might be 8, might be more. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, we always thought that the Battle of Greece was just going to be one map. But here he's kind of saying Greece is X map or maps, so it could be one map. Like, he's not ruling out that it's not going to be one map, but he also isn't ruling out that it's not going to be more than that. So it could be 2 maps, and my sort of theory here is that it's going to be a grand operations, and it also ties in with the new game mode that's coming in the chapter as well. So it could be starting off with the airborne mission and then go on to the new game mode, which could be possibly something to do with naval warfare. And also, I'm just sort of confused where this 7 maps sort of came from. I know Westy's said this, he said whip out the 7 maps, which I find kind of weird because, as we know, Westy is a big content creator and he does go to a lot of these events, so I'm sure he has some inside information. And plus, Matt Wagner doesn't sort of rule out this, so if we did get at a minimum 7 maps, or possibly even more, 8 or 9, I think that's fantastic for a Tides of War. I mean, at the end of the day, this is free content, so if at a minimum we get 7 free maps, I think that's fantastic, and it's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be, which was, in all honesty, I thought it was going to be at about 3 or 4. So having 7 free maps, comparing this with the Battlefield 1's premium, which is a full-fledged $50 sort of thing. If you compare that, you have with premium, you have 12 maps, and then you compare it to Tides of War, which could possibly, like I said, it's not confirmed, but he's saying possibly it could be 7 maps. I think 7 free maps, that's fantastic for 1 year. But tweets like this get me a lot more hyped for Tides of War. I've always been a big fan of premium, to be honest. I think it does make the developers go, you know, we have to do this content because at the end of the day, we've put our money down. But with Tides of War, they can sort of do what they want. But hearing things like this, it does show that they are fully committed to Tides of War. I mean, if you also pair this in with the community post as well, where they said that that they do understand that there were flaws with that launch of Battlefield 5, that they didn't include the theatres that we wanted, and that they were taking that sort of criticism on board finally. It does show that DICE are fully committed with this Tides of War, which is super exciting for me. And also, you can't forget that we're getting Firestorm as well, and I believe that the content creators are going to play this on the 12th of March, so I think Firestorm is very close now, and also this chapter is going to end on the 21st of March. So this sort of content is just going to go boom, boom, boom. Like it's just going to flood us with content, which is super awesome because at the moment, Battlefield 5 is getting pretty stale. The base maps are fine, but there needs to be more variety in my opinion. But I'm sure that DICE are very aware that people aren't happy with Tides of War and that we want more content with the Tides of War system. So for me, this could definitely be a possibility that we get more than one map with this Greece DLC. And then in the future as well, I think we're definitely going to get a lot of maps with this Tides of War. So, I mean, a lot of people are sort of, and me included, aren't that happy with Tides of War at the moment. I mean, if we look at it now, objectively, we have co-op, which is an absolute disgrace in my opinion. There is obviously no time has been given into co-op, and I don't care what you say, it's not a good mode. And then we also have Panzerstorm, which it's not a bad map, but at the end of the day, Battlefield 5 launched with 8 maps, and then you compare it to Battlefield 1, and that launched with 10 maps. So already you've got content. To me, it looks like they have stripped a bit of content away, but I'm not gonna moan if they do deliver on 7, 8, or even 9 maps for this year. I think that's fantastic, especially for free content. And I'm pretty sure that content creators like Westy would have raised this at one of their events and said, you know what, more content or maps needs to be put into this Tides of War. Like I said, the content in terms of weapons and vehicles is fantastic. I mean, you can't fault them at all. The amount of weapons and vehicles that are just constantly coming out is absolutely fantastic. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What you think about this tweet. Does it get you more hyped for Tides of War? It certainly gets me more hyped. So if you went on to enjoy the video, like and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one.